Good morning, students. Yesterday we have discussed the conditions for which a given Fredholm integral equation has a unique solution, and that condition is the determinant of corresponding algebraic system is not equal to 0. Now today we will discuss the case when the determinant is 0. In that case, either the given equation is either having no solution or infinite number of solutions. So in that case, how to solve a problem that is given by using the theorem which is Fredholm alternative theorem. So let us explain the theorem. It states that either the given integral equation gs is equal to fs plus lambda integral kst gt dt. Either this integral equation with fixed lambda has a unique solution, or the corresponding homogeneous equation where f is 0, then the equation is called homogeneous, that possesses a finite number of linearly independent solutions, which we have denoted by the symbol z0i. These are R solutions. Here I varies from 1 to R. So in the first case, when the given integral equation has unique solution, in that case the transposed inhomogeneous equation that also has unique solution. Transposed equation is the equation in which we have the kernel replaced by k star ts. Here ostick denotes a conjugate and kts is the transpose of the kernel kst. In the second case, in this case, when the homogeneous equation has R linearly independent solutions, in that case the transposed homogeneous equation that also has R linearly independent solutions, which we have denoted by psi 0i. These are the linearly independent solutions, and the equation 1 has the solution if and only if these solutions of transposed homogeneous equation are orthogonal to the function f. It means the inner product of the function f with these linearly independent solutions of the transposed equation, that is 0. So let us discuss some examples based on this theorem. So the first problem is solve the integral equation gs is equal to fs plus lambda integral 0 to 1 minus 3st gt dt. So let us discuss the solution of this integral equation. Here the kernel is separable kernel, which is 1 minus 3st. So firstly we will discuss the case when the determinant of the system is not equal to 0, as we have already done in this chapter. So we can write the given integral equation in the form gs is equal to fs plus lambda c1 minus 3 lambda s into c2, where c1 is given by the integral 0 to 1 gt dt and c2 is given by the integral 0 to 1 t gt dt. Now let us find the values of c1 and c2 and substitute here in the equation 2, as we have already done. So to find the value of c1, let us consider the integral from 0 to 1 gt dt. Now from here, by replacing s by t, we can find the value of gt. gt is given by ft plus lambda c1 minus 3 lambda t c2. Substituting the value of gt here and solving the integrals. Now this is c1 and this is equal to integral 0 to 1 ft dt. Lambda c1 is constant. The integration of 1 is t between the limits 0 to 1. Here 3 lambda c2 is constant. The integration of t is t square by 2. And substituting the limits from 0 to 1 here, we get one of the algebraic equations which are given by 1 minus lambda into c1 plus 3 by 2 lambda c2 is equal to f1. Here f1 is the integral from 0 to 1 ft dt. Now let us solve the term in c2. Now c2 is integral 0 to 1 t gt dt. Now substituting the value of gt and simplifying, this is c2. Here ft is not given, so this term will be kept as it is. Lambda c1 is constant. The integration of t is t square by 2. integration of t square is t cube by 3. Substituting the limits here, we get the second corresponding equation of the algebraic system, which is given by minus lambda by 2 c1 plus 1 plus lambda into c2 is equal to integral 0 to 1 t ft dt. We have denoted this term by f2. So thus we have obtained the corresponding algebraic system of the given integral equation, which is consisting of these two equations in the unknowns c1 and c2. Now let us find the determinant of this algebraic system, which is obtained by the coefficients of c1 and c2 here. So in the first equation we have the coefficients 1 minus lambda and 3 by 2 lambda. In the second equation, the coefficients of c1 and c2 are minus lambda by 2 and 1 plus lambda. So this is the corresponding determinant of the algebraic system. Now if this determinant is not equal to 0, in that case the given integral equation has unique solution, which I have already stated. So we can say that when this is not equal to 0, means lambda is not equal to plus minus 2, in that case we have the unique solution. Now we will discuss the case in which the given equation has infinite number of solutions. So to discuss the case in which the given equation has a solution when d lambda is equal to 0. So in order to discuss this case, we will have to define the transposed homogeneous equation corresponding to the given integral equation. Homogeneous equation means in which we have f is equal to 0. So taking f is equal to 0, and we have replaced g by psi in order to differentiate between the homogeneous equation and inhomogeneous. So we have obtained the equation psi s is equal to lambda integral 0 to 1 minus 3st into psi t dt. Now because the kernel is symmetric, so kst is equal to kts here. So the corresponding equation is given by gs is equal to lambda integral 0 to 1 minus 3st into gt dt. This is the corresponding transposed homogeneous equation of the given integral equation. Now let us form the corresponding algebraic system by taking f1 and f2 0 in the previous algebraic system, which was obtained for the inhomogeneous integral equation. Now we have the eigenvalues 2 and minus 2. Let us put lambda is equal to 2 here in any one of the two equations. From there we get c1 is equal to 3c2. Now we find the solution of transposed homogeneous equation, which is given by lambda into summation ci ais. Here substituting the value of c1, which is equal to 3c2. After substituting the value here, we get the solutions of the transposed homogeneous equation. Now according to the statement of Fredholm alternative theorem, the given equation has a solution if these functions are orthogonal to the function f. It means the inner product of the function f with these solutions, that is 0. So by definition of inner product, we can say that integral from 0 to 1 fs into the solutions g0i is equal to 0. Substituting the value of function f, this is 1 minus s. So substituting the value of z0i, which is we have obtained, which is 1 minus s into fs is equal to 0. Now because in the problem the function f is not given here, so we leave the solution here. If we are given f, then we can check whether this product is 0, then the system has infinite number of solutions. Now in the same way, when lambda is minus 2, substituting the value of lambda in algebraic system, we get the value of c1 in terms of c2. We get c1 is equal to c2 from there. Now substituting this value in the solution z0i. So z0i is equal to minus 2 into c1 a1 plus c2 a2. Now because c1 is equal to c2, so we can put c2 is equal to c1, and from here we get the solution of transposed homogeneous equation corresponding to lambda is equal to minus 2. Now again we can say that the given integral equation will have infinite number of solutions if these solutions are orthogonal to the given function f. It means the inner product of this solution with a function f that is equal to 0. So in this case, we can say that the given inhomogeneous Fredholm integral equation has the solution. Otherwise, in general, the equation 1 is insoluble in that case when d lambda is 0. So this was how to solve a given Fredholm integral equation in the case when the determinant of the corresponding algebraic system is 0.